Hello, everybody, and welcome to Boca in English. This is Rodrigo Azurmendi. I'm the host today because our friend Facundo Salazar had a last-minute issue, and obviously Gabriel Agüero, Gabi, he's gone until the weekend. But we have a very special guest, Damián Silberstein
Me?
from,
Oh, okay.
Damián from Catarsis Xeneize, one of, if not the best, at least in my opinion, the best Boca Juniors stream. These guys are on Kick, on Playback, on Twitch, on YouTube, everywhere. You guys can find them. We'll post all the links. But
Hey, yeah.
thank you for
Thank you.
coming, Dami. How you doing, man?
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's the first time I do something like this. I mean, I talk about Boca even
Every
when
day.
even in my sleep, but I never did it in English. Actually, I did it way back when I had a seat and a bono and in the Bombonera a while ago, and I was a seat next to a lot of tourists, and then I explained in English and about the whole thing about Boca, about the game, and actually and I get in return some recommendation from people from the States, for example. So
Okay.
so yeah, it's really something. So really happy to be here. Really happy.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, thank you for coming. And obviously, we have to talk about Miguel Ángel Russo. He was officially named as Boca Juniors manager yesterday. We've known this for a while, maybe a week, a little more. And Miguel Russo is coming back. It's going to be his third stint after he was here in Boca in 2007, won Copa Libertadores. He was back in 2020, won the league title, and now he's back again at 69 years old. What did you think of Boca's decision to bring him back?
Well, let me just say for starters that I'm not agree with that because I think there was a lot of options. Not maybe a lot, but there was kind of another options around, like Quinteros, like I don't know. He was like the best name around because he was free, so he was champion, not far in the calendar, but now that I mean, every time we go through this again, it's really stressful for us. And that this is
It
for me.
is. Yeah.
So right now that he's again back in as manager, say okay, let's go with it and hope for the best. I mean, there is a lot of red flags, a lot of things going on regarding his condition, um, but that has not. Force him not to work in the past. So
Yeah.
I mean, if I have to be extremely honest, maybe put myself in a extreme position, I have to say that in the past few years he won the championship the same format with Rosario Central,
Yeah.
not really far, 2 years from now, and he really struggled to develop a team that can be that can compete with San Lorenzo. That San Lorenzo has a lot of that like political and economical issues, and he did better than us in the in the
Yeah.
in the in the recent past. So and he knows his way around Boca. He can maybe convince the players to play differently. Um, I don't think that we have like the worst squad around. There is a lot of things to work around, but yeah, I mean he's back, so let's hope for the best.
Yeah, no, no, of course. I mean, I think what you said was right about, whoever ends up coming in, we wish him the best. We all want Boca to win, no matter what. We all have our opinions about what coaches we would bring or what players we would sign or what we would do differently. We talk about these things every day on
Yeah.
Twitter and obviously you guys on the show. I also wanted Quinteros. I thought that it was kind of like the best of the situation because he's obviously younger. He did a lot with a Vélez team that was pretty limited, honestly. Like they
Yeah.
saved themselves from relegation right before they hired him at the end of 2023, and then he took him not only to the title but also. Um, to late in Copa Argentina. So he did magic, obviously, with that Vélez team. And then because I would say more because of money reasons, they kind of parted ways with Quinteros and Vélez, and he went to Grêmio in Brazil. Brazil is a weird world. I mean, there's a lot of teams with a lot of money. Grêmio is not one of them, I would say. And he was there for a couple of months and ended up being let go. So again, I would have gone with Quintero, especially because like you said, he was free and available. The report said that he wanted to come to Boca, and I mean, obviously, Russo wanted to come to Boca too. He's beloved by the people. He's beloved by Riquelme. But he was under contract with San Lorenzo. We ended up having to pay a pretty big buyout to get him out of San Lorenzo. Like San Lorenzo owed him money, so we had to pay that money and then give him more money. And then this comes on the heels of also paying a pretty substantial, like $1 million or $2 million for Gago to get him out of his contract in Chivas. It seems like a pattern that Riquelme also paid to get Diego Martinez out of Huracan before that. So it kind of, I don't mind that. I don't mind if you think it's the right coach to just go and pay and steal him. I don't care. Boca should be stealing from everyone.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
definitely,
Boca is bigger
definitely.
than pretty much everyone. So I just a lot of times I don't agree with the person that we're stealing. But the fact that we took him from San Lorenzo, I don't give a fuck. I think it was if Riquelme thought it was the choice. Um, and yeah, like you said, I think he's gonna provide stability. He's a very steady hand, and Boca is such an up and down world where like there's chaos and drama every day. And I think Russo might be able to just kind of like bring a little bit of peace. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm in the line of that thought, but I think that, the bad thing is that it's that we need to do a lot and we don't have much time because we
Yeah,
have the 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 work how you say in English?
it's the Club World Cup.
The Club World Cup around just around the corner.
Yeah,
Even though it's going to be like a gimmick for us because let's be honest, we had no chance. Uh, but it will
it's
be
gonna be tough.
for me, it's going to be like a glorified pretemporada because we're going to find be against really strong teams that we don't stand a chance on a normal basis. We don't know what will happen. And then a couple of weeks later, we have the game, the tournament. So we have to arrange a team. We have to arrange all the situation in kind of wine setting, and then of course get to know which players will be out of the team, which players will be joining us. So it's a lot to chew in so short time. So I think that probably that's the reason Riquelme trust Russo, who is a person that can it's like a captain on a of a not a sinking but a ship is going through a storm. So
Yeah,
I think that could be helpful, but for the time being, I don't know if it's going to be to last or no, but for the last for in that particular matter, a person like Russo can be helpful to develop a strategy that can help the encourage the players to play better, find new roles, find a cohesion, critical mass that can develop something different. Something different that of the things we just saw. I mean, we saw a very for a moment, for a brief moment, a very intense team that wanted to, especially on home teams that on home plays that we wanted to that took advantage for of some matches, and then something changed. So we need to find something that can allow us to be constant in a good
yeah,
way for the most of the matches. Considering, of course, that this tournament will be exactly like the same, turning the ways that when we play home we will play in away and vice versa.
Yeah, same format. Yeah,
We're going to be against Racing and River on a home team.
at
Racing
home.
in
Yes.
at home, and I think the round 3 of the
Yeah,
championship.
pretty early on. Yes.
Yeah, and then River a couple of dates later. So that's that. I mean, there is a lot of doing, but not in terms of doing a huge change, but to reach for the player, to reach for their minds, for their emotions, and say, okay, how we go from there? How we change this? How come? I mean, there is something should be done, and of course, something really important that hasn't to be that has an issue not only with Gago, but later, but early on, it's the physicality of the players.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot of injuries, a lot of course, we have players like Cavani, Rojo, and now Ander Herrera that they're old and they are keen to suffer injuries for a very long period of time. So we need to work on something to be durable, something built to last, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of the main challenges that Russo has on on a daily basis right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially now that Boca will be, because we're not playing international competitions after the Club World Cup, we're going to be playing once a week. We're going to be playing Saturdays or Sundays, and that's pretty much it. We'll play Copa Argentina every once in a while, maybe on national team breaks. But mostly we're going to be playing once a week. That should allow kind of like the older players like Marcos Rojo and like you mentioned, like Edinson Cavani to even Ander Herrera if Russo decides to play him to stay healthy. I mean, it's not much to ask to play 90 minutes a week. Like in Europe, they play 90 minutes like twice a week
But
all year.
I think that the lack of competition, the lack of two competitions throughout the same calendar, it's something that is not helpful because
No, no,
the
I
the
agree
the
for the
players
full
are not
roster.
yeah,
Yeah.
the players are like tend to forget about the challenges, forget about the condition. um I mean, and the whole thing is it's not only something to blame them and Boca, but also the thing that the calendar is so messed up that, for example, you can play uh, two chapters of the championship on a same week, and then you don't play for another week because there are holidays or something.
Yeah.
It's really a mess. Um, uh, and then there is a whole thing with the format of the tournament. So that's a lot, but something that needs to be kept. It's the thing that Boca really become really stronger playing the Bombonera. We have to do that. Keep that,
Yes.
of course. Be strong away. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot to do though in not a long time. So that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that's a good segue into some of the decisions that Miguel Ángel Russo needs, and also the Consejo de Fútbol, Riquelme need to make in terms of the roster, because precisely like I was saying, because we're going to be playing mostly once a week, that means that we have a pretty big roster of when it's technically going to be like probably like 14, 15 guys playing often, and then everyone else really not playing much. And right now we have a roster that's three times that size, with a lot of players that just don't, they haven't performed and they will never perform. And on top of that, we're in a little bit later we're gonna talk about some of the players that Boca is targeting, some of the signings that they want to accomplish, both if they can get them done on time for the World Cup, and if not, just for the looking forward to the Clausura. So there's a lot of, and I know that I listen to your show, and we say the same thing about like this cleaning, this purge of like just getting rid of some of the players that should have been gone a long time ago. So to me, one of just to kind of get into that topic, we have right now Boca is, without getting into the specific names, Boca is targeting a lot of defenders. Ignacio Vázquez, Marco Pellegrino. Like we don't know who Gaston Hernandez. We don't know who's gonna come or not. But it sounds like Boca's gonna try to get one to two more defenders, and that's weird to me because we have a lot of defenders. I don't know that we have a lot of good defenders, but we have a lot of defenders like Lema, Figal. We have the kids in Mendia and Di Lolo. We have Costa, Bataglia, Rojo. So what do you think about it? Are you kind of shocked that we're looking for more players in that position?
There is a like a funny thing. I mean, it's not funny, but you can say funny for this. On the start of a season, we say, okay, we have like um, the six centrales, seven,
Yeah.
and then the matches go on, and then okay, we have only Bataglia and Di Lolo and Rojo, and Di Lolo didn't get injured, and then all of a sudden we have two. For example,
Yeah. That's happened the
uh,
last 2 3 years. It
I
happens
remember,
every
yeah,
semester.
yeah.
I don't think it happened last semester because when we got eliminated from Libertadores and suddenly we only played once a week. But before that, yeah, it happened every time.
I remember that in the weeks the weeks before the series against Alianza Lima, Augusto Costa, Ayrton Costa has had a very interesting run of 2 3 plays, especially the one on Banfield Stadium that he got red carded, but he played really well,
Yeah,
and
I
then
remember.
he got injured on Lima,
I
and he
remember.
didn't play for a couple of matches, and then the whole the situation with the Central was that Pilolo played, then Bataglia played, then the Rojo came along, so we never uh, finally established a duo of players for that mainly and very important side of the squad and the match. So I think that if we are looking for three fullbacks. I think that that's a clever idea. I don't know if the three are going to be here, but at least this one or two that will give me something to be happy about. Especially if we go to with Gaston Hernandez, that even though he went through a lot of injuries, serious ones,
Yeah.
um, I think he has a good potential. I'm not really sure about the other two, mainly because I didn't see
Yeah.
them playing, but they are young, so they can be doing well. Especially um, we need to be focused on the first fullback, because the second, I think that side will be covered with Costa for quite a while. He proven to be playing really well. And then you have to think about the let-offs in that situation. Uh, I don't want to go through Rojo situation because we already know that. Lema, after his injury, and that didn't allow him to play most of the
Yeah,
semester.
I think October was his last game, something like that.
Yeah. Figal went to a surgery, so
Yeah.
but his last the last thing we see about him wasn't really good, especially an own goal against Vélez for Copa Argentina.
Yeah.
So we need a huge renovation of that side, and probably Di Lolo played well the times he did it, but I don't know if he's had the potential to last on
Yeah.
that side. Mendia the same. So I think we need to go to think it forward in that position. Um, I think that position, midfielders are kind of and wingers are the positions that we need to think about getting a refresh on the whole team, because we are
Yeah.
lacking of that. Uh,
Yeah. Especially on the wings because with Gago, what he went away from that 4-3-3 tactics.
Formation, yeah.
Yeah, formation because he just didn't have the players. I mean, or at least they didn't perform. He tried Brian Aguirre, didn't really work. Changuito Ceballos gave him a bunch of chances and it never quite worked. And then obviously also the team kind of showed the better performances when he went back to that kind of 4-3-1-2 with the double nine up top with Merentiel and Cavani, or Cavani and Jimenez, or Merentiel and Jimenez. So it looks like Russo plays like more like a 4-2-3-1. So you definitely need wingers. And again, we only have Aguirre, Ceballos, and we have Hanson, who I don't even
Yeah,
count
yeah,
him.
yeah. Of course. I mean, the
So we
situation
need
with
two of them. We need one on each side.
yeah, there is players that they are like in an odd way. I don't know if they felt like burnout or something, but okay, the Ceballos situation is really special because it's kind of sadly because he after the the known injury about Leyendecker on Copa Argentina, he
Yeah.
never got the same way we used to play. I think that he got scared because he's really about going through the players, who would really be on one-on-one with the ball, and he never do that again after the injury. He never did that, never. And he's not he lose really confident. He makes some goals again, Godoy Cruz and again Independiente de Rivadavia, but he never become the same again. And the situation with Aguirre is really, really odd because he never played. He has played like a bunch of matches, and then he went on the bench, and that's pretty much it. I think that he deserved a chance because he was
Yeah.
a very expensive incorporation, and that's it.
Yeah, the thing with Aguirre was a victim, and not just Aguirre, I would say probably guys like Alarcón. There's a few more where, like, again, um, the plan for the semester was to play, Apertura and Copa Libertadores. Play, Saturday, Wednesday. And when you do that, you have to rotate. You have to, like, you have to play. I don't know that you have to necessarily play 22 players, but you got to play, 18, 20, and then between substitutions, you end up playing like 20, 22 guys. Suddenly, we were only playing once a week, and we had a stint where, like, we really had no injuries, like, until, I would say, until Super Clásico. Like, we pretty much, between Alianza Lima and the Super Clásico, like, everyone seemed to be healthy. Like, Marcos Rojo was playing every game, and the team was winning, so, like, there was no incentive to try anything different. Obviously, they're trying to give minutes to Velasco. They're trying to, like, Palacios was doing okay for a little while. Zenon was picking it up. So, Aguirre, there was just no reason. I mean, sorry, Aguirre, but there was no reason to blame. Ceballos even played very little. Even Merentiel was on the bench for a while, or
Yeah,
just coming on at the end.
there was a,
So,
like a streak of games where Cavani and Jimenez started up. They weren't doing goals. It was like Palacios, Cavani, Jimenez, and
yeah,
then everyone got injured and and Benedict got back. So, but yeah, all things considered, Russo is going to play with wings again. So we need to consider that Ceballos is not fit for that position again, unless he got like Phoenix and regain from the dashes. I don't think so. I don't see that coming for him. Aguirre as well, and then we have Zenon cannot be played on that position.
I don't think so either.
He's
Especially,
more
especially on the right. Like, don't
yeah.
play Zenon on the right. Don't do it.
He's more
Doesn't
like
work.
like a midfielder, and then we can look about the ideas. I mean, on Rosario Central, Russo had Campas, who was
Yeah.
like a more skillful Sebastián Villa, but with the same kind of a speed and better with the ball. So I think that he's trying to look for a player of that stats. So that's why there was named that guy Nestroza and John Cordova. And I think that they are going to think of Masanti for that
Yeah.
position,
From Huracan.
but yeah, but we need to find players on that position to also give and chances to. I mean, even though there is every specific situation for these three guys, Cavani it's a really important with really important career, but he's suffering a lot of injuries. But if he's fit to play, he can do a difference. He did in the past.
Yeah.
Merentiel is kind of right now the soul of the team. Um, he take advantage of every position,
Yeah.
and Jimenez has proven to be a very trustful and efficient striker. But you have to give him
100%.
the chances to do so. if you put them on the field and they okay, try to find a way on into
Yeah,
the
yeah, you
goal,
have to
nothing
create
will
for them.
happen.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That and it can't just be, Lautaro Blanco like shooting like, 20 crosses, every time. It has to be something a little more creative. So I agree. There's a lot of reports about the players that you named. I think, if I had to guess, I think Masanti is probably kind of like the one that's close because he's, first of all, I think he's gonna be cheaper, not cheap, but probably cheaper than Colombian Inestrosa. And also, we need someone, especially on the right wing. We haven't had a player like that since, I don't know, ever. Like like, at least since the times, or maybe like since Pavon, right? Pavon was the last, great, right winger, and then, Bija would play on the left, and that would be a good combination. And since then, we haven't really played much 4-3-3, but when we did, I mean, fucking like Almiron played at Vincula at one point. I don't know if you remember this. Like he played against Racing, like he
Yeah,
played at
I watch it on
Vincula.
the stadium.
Oh, okay, yeah, good. Yeah, so and it like he kind of worked for a game or two, but obviously it's not his position. So we need a player there, and I don't know if honestly if Masanti is the answer. I thought he was playing okay in the final. Then after Platense scored, I think kind of like the whole Huracan team just kind of fell off. But like we don't have a player like that. I don't believe we have a player like that in the academy, in the youth system. I watched the reserves a lot. I watch some of the younger players on Saturdays, and I don't think we have a player that's even kind of like deserving of a chance. There's Leonel Flores. He's not quite a right winger. He kind of moves like across the whole attack. So I think I would like him to get a chance at some point, but I don't think he's the answer right now. So we need players like that. And I'm kind of shocked that there's only like a few names in the news right now. I wish they would just kind of like consider more players. I know that we need them right now. We need them right now for the Club World Cup, and also when we come back, we're gonna be playing right away. Um, but yeah, Boca definitely needs players on the wing, and I hope we get them, man. Like I just don't know. Like I've also heard reports that Boca is thinking of only signing 3 or 4 players. I'm like, I mean, and we say this every time, right? But we need 10. But we need 10 because we need to kick out like 15, right? I mean, I was tweeting today, we need a rule where like for every one player we sign, we should get rid of 2 players.
Yeah,
And then like
I mean,
just
I
and
mean,
you do that enough, and then like if you end up with like 17 players, then the other 8 or whatever, just bring them from the academy, and that's it. That's how we do it. Like we need a
I'm
whole renovation.
I'm trying to remember, but the thing is that I really get used to the way this commission is doing things around new players, and most of the time they go around 3 or 4, but it takes their time. So I think this time is going to be kind of the same, which is not good. But I think that they are aiming and they are trusting that that Velasco can do better, that Palacios
Yeah.
can do better, that Ander Herrera will be better, that Alarcon that actually was one of the
Yeah.
players that trying to show something before he got really injury, but he got well really well. So I think that that kind of the thing that's going to happen. And of course, if you're going to you are playing only one competition, you cannot bring 10 players. You have to
Yeah.
pay for them. Um, I will be happy if we got get rid of the players that they are throwing us down, like Fabra,
Yeah.
like Lema, like Romero, like Rojo. No, even though that they are not even playing right now, but they are. I mean,
They're taking up space.
taking a space, and
Yeah.
that I mean, there is yesterday I went viral a picture. It was a screenshot of the first images of Russo uh, doing the practice, no,
Yeah.
holding the practice, and Fabra went through his back, and he was the picture was okay. He already is seeing the bad on him, so Fabra probably will not be playing again on Boca. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of a fact. Even though he got a contract until next year, he will not be playing. He's not even on the concentration squad on
Yeah.
something. So he that will not be happening. But having him on the team, being part of that, even though I'm not sure, I'm not aware of informed of the money he earns in contract. Even though he earns half of the money that everyone is talking about, that will raise the morale. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of the idea as Favre is no longer part of Boca Juniors.
Yeah, it sends a bad message. It sends a
Yeah,
message that you can stay as long as you want, no matter how bad you play, no matter whether you play or don't play. I think that's the thing, and this goes for a lot of the players. Romero, he has his contract is until the end of the year. He's done. His stint in Boca is absolutely done. We have Marchesin, we have Bray. Like he's never coming back. Like I just don't even want him to go to Miami. Like just like magically, just when it's time to get on the plane and go to Miami and to the summer, and not play and absolutely just like go shopping and go to the beach, he's finally healthy. Now he can come to the World Cup. Fuck you, man. Like, dude, just like bring Sebastián Díaz Robles, bring Javi Garcia. Dude, like even if he's like friends with Riquelme, I don't care. Just
even been a player. I
yeah,
don't know
I know.
what.
At least he's actually like in the training
Uh,
sessions, you know?
and of course, when you kind of find us a solution for a big trust. We say we have a problem with the keeper. When I go way back when the whole Ross situation, you kind
Yeah,
of fix it by bringing Romero. That even though that he played horribly later,
yeah,
he was the guy that got you in the finals.
yeah,
That's a fact. That's not an opinion.
yeah,
That's
no,
something that happened.
100%.
And then you arrange that situation with Rossi. And
Yeah,
now by bringing Marchesin, that's a keeper that even though he had that situation with Elan Salima and the penalty shootout, he's not doing bad. I mean, he can do
no,
better,
it's okay.
but he
Yeah,
with a tired defense, he can do bad. He can do best. His first semester was okay, six
yeah,
points,
yeah,
okay, but the issue persists because Romero isn't still in the team. He's still
yeah,
part of the club. So what the fuck, man? Change it. Uh,
yeah. Get rid of him.
get rid of him.
Like,
And so
and obviously we understand that he is making a lot of money and he has a contract signed until the end of the year. And obviously, no one is gonna pay him that money anywhere else. Even if we let him go for free, which I think Boca would if he had an offer from anywhere and if he wanted to go, he's not gonna go because he's obviously just gonna get paid until the end of the year. That's the same thing that Fauda is gonna do. The same thing that probably Lema is gonna do unless he leaves. There's rumors of an offer from Belgrano. I hope it happens because he just needs to be gone. And I think there's also like a lot of these players, they have, and I think you were talking about this earlier, they have a toxic attitude. Romero, we had the issue with going into the stands and getting into a fight with the fans. Lema, he's out clubbing every week, especially now that he's not playing. He has even more time and more energy to just go clubbing, especially, and he goes with Marcos Rojo, who is playing. So we have a lot of those players that just need to be gone. You need to make room for like some of the younger players or from new players, Vasquez, Pellegrino, Gaston Hernandez, or if it's like, Mendia or Dilolo, we need to make room. We have way too many players. And, but I do want to change the topic to one more since we're talking about expensive players. I think we're not talking enough about the ticking time bomb that is Edinson Cavani. Because Rojo, Romero, Fabra, those guys, worst case scenario, end of the year, December 31st, when we're like kind of lifting our glasses of wine, we're gonna toast to them being gone fucking forever. Okay. But Edinson Cavani, his deal runs through the end of 2026. He is the highest paid player on the roster, reports somewhere between like $2 and $3 million a year. And he's injured again. He's only played 12 games in the year. He's only finished four of them. This is the guy that should be leading us everywhere. He's on every poster, especially for the Club World Cup. He's in every photo. Dude, he's a problem, man. Because if he doesn't go, if he doesn't retire, we gotta pay him. We can't sign anyone else because like you're not, no one's gonna come to be like behind Cavani. So what do we do, man? This is a problem.
Um, I cannot be really objective. I have a weird situation with Cavani. I don't know why, but I love him even way before he went playing with us. In the two times previous of his arrival, I
Yeah,
was really uh, with the idea of him getting him to play to us. And then when he got come, I got really happy. His first 2 years were not that bad, especially 2024 with Martinez. He was the top striker of the team. So a part of me really wants for him to succeed on Boca. At least
yeah,
win the Copa Argentina, but I don't want
yeah.
to leave the game to leave the club without a title. That will destroy
Okay,
me.
makes
But
sense.
and I think that when he's okay, when he's doing good, he is really productive for the team, even though when he's not scoring.
Yeah, yeah,
For
I agree.
example, one of his last games was on Cordoba against Belgrano. He misses two really important goals, but he was really good for the team. He did and on the Zenon goal he did a good pass. He managed to give chances to the strikers and the rest of the team when he's playing. He's not like
Yeah,
a typical static center forward, right?
yeah,
He's kind of different of a different kind of player. So and I think by watching, for example, Messi on Inter Miami, Suarez on Inter Miami, even though this is MLS, is something really different, that he can do better. So I gave him like a wild card until the end, not of next year, but this year.
okay,
Uh, to say, okay, if he's able to, if Russo is able to reach him and make him play, make him scoring again, I think that he can do better. If not, well, with all
yeah,
the sudden of my heart, he will have to leave earlier at the end of his contract, and I think that that could happen because he will retire. He will feel that he's no like a fire inside of him to keep player, and actually the thing that can be determined, the thing that will determine the situation if we get to qualify for the Copa Libertadores next year or not. If
yeah.
so, if that's something that doesn't happen, there's a lot of chances that he will end his career sadly.
Yeah. No, that makes sense to me. I agree with you, and I've been very critical of Cavani because I think we pay him to score goals, and he hasn't scored enough goals. So like what you said is I agree. I mean, I don't have to agree. It's correct. I mean, he generates plays for his teammates. He contributes in the creative process. But the problem right now with Cavani is that he just can't stay healthy. Like he's like this is an issue where like he missed a month, including the Super Clásico. He it's weird that we to say that he rushed back to play against Independiente because it wasn't like when I think of rushing back from a muscle injury, I think like oh he played like 19 days later. He's like he was like 50-50 like like maybe he can injure like he waited like a full fucking month and then he played against Independiente. And not even as a starter, he came in the second half. He did absolutely nothing. He looked like a fucking mummy. And then like the game ended, we were eliminated, and then they obviously from the club they haven't said anything officially, but like he hasn't trained since then, and clearly he got re-injured. And now they're saying that he may not even be ready for the Benfica game, which is in 13 days. Um, that's a problem. We need like I can deal with him maybe not scoring goals, but like just like creating chances for his teammates. I can't deal with him not playing. That's just a problem because he's we need to be able to like to make plans for the future. And I know that I'm saying this while we have Russo who's 69 years old and like he's
Hmm.
definitely not a coach for the future. But like at the very least we need Cavani now to play, to score, so we can at least fucking make Libertadores of next year. Like I'm my expectations with Boca are so low recently, unless something crazy happens, like I don't know, we sign Paredes and Russo like shows like he's kind of reaching the players like right away. I just wanna qualify for Libertadores 2026. That's if we do that, I think it's not gonna be a good year. It's gonna be a shitty year, obviously, but at least we can be like, okay, at least we
But at least we had
salvaged the year.
the thing that the saddest thing of this present for us is that you don't have anything to grasp, right? You don't have something to say. Even for example, River did not. I mentioned River because for us it's our
It's a
Batman
measuring
jokers.
stick. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a situation. River did not have a good semester. That's that. But they have the bargaining chip of the Copa for next semester. They
Yeah,
will probably be eliminating Libertad and then go against Palmeiras would be a
yeah.
struggle, but they will be in that situation.
Yeah, they have an
And
easier group at Club World Cup too.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know if they'll advance, but like I think they have a better
yeah,
chance than us because their group is a
yeah.
little easier. So I mean, they have some hope.
They,
We
they,
don't
they
have
have
a
they
lot of
have
hope
something to
to look
grab.
forward to. Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't. But the kind of the good thing is that even but for reach for the cup, not against the way we did this
No, no,
year.
no. Fuck that. No,
No,
straight to
no.
the group. Yeah, no.
We
I
need to
don't want to do
win.
that
We
again.
we need to
We're not
win the
doing that again.
championship. We need to win the championship because the general board um, has not included um, Platense or Huracán. So they,
Yeah.
they didn't score much points. So we are facing Argentinos and Central. We are
And Rio
and
and
River.
Racing.
Yeah, but they will
Yeah.
be playing
They will be,
Copas.
they will be, but they
So
also
so
have deep rosters and they have an ability of kind of winning kind of like the easier games that sometimes it's harder for Boca. I think honestly, I think a good result for Boca this year will be kind of similar to 2021 where we just miraculously won Copa Argentina. Like I would
yeah,
sign up
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Like we end the year with a title, you give Cavani the title that you were asking for. I don't care how
Yeah.
we win it. I don't care if it's penalties all the way again. I don't give a fuck. Like
Yeah.
that Bataglia team was god awful, man. I still don't know how we won that Copa Argentina, and
This is
like
the one
just
that we won the penalty shootout against Talleres, right?
yeah, and then
Remember,
I think Vasquez scored in the semifinal against Argentinos. I think 1-0
yeah,
just
yeah,
there
yeah, yeah,
ago.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
then
And there
it's
was
it's
there
the
was
it's the one where like actually Russo started and he beat River on penalties, and then
yeah.
he got fired like the next week, and then we kept going until we won it.
That match against Argentina was on Mendoza. There was
Yeah,
like a big foul on Boca's area that should be penalty for Argentina. Like, well, there
yeah,
was no bar that
I
didn't, that
know.
didn't count. I remember that Milito was the
Oh, he
was the
fucking
was
cried for
manager.
an hour after the
Yeah,
game.
he was really
Yeah,
pissed.
I
And
remember. I
I
remember.
remember also that actually it's kind of funny that Mateo Retegui lost two finals against Boca. One playing for Talleres and the other
Yeah,
playing for Tigre.
yeah.
And now he's one of the top scorers on Italy.
Yeah, he actually.
That's nuts. That's nuts. So yeah, I mean we have to we have to focus on that and saying that cup that competition is like the Copa for us.
Yeah,
We're going to play against Atlético Tucumán somewhere in July, I think, and then we go through that. And but we need to play it seriously, um,
yeah.
and then trying to use this championship, of course, with the chance of playing and winning it, but also to develop and a strategy and a spirit,
An
something of
identity. Yeah.
something that resembles a team that is not happening um, for the last months. The last time we see kind of that was the first matches of Theo Martinez, and then we know what happened there.
Yeah.
So we need to develop that again. I don't know how, but
Yeah, no, we just hope that Russo can do what he did in his first 8 games back in 2000 in 2020 before when we won the title, and then the pandemic basically stopped the team's momentum. I just want to close with one question. It's
Sure.
unrelated, but just I just want to get your obviously if you have information even better, but just your sense. Do you think Paredes is coming this right now? Or I mean, not
Sadly,
necessarily for
I
Club World Cup, but like this for this tournament, for this
Sadly,
semester.
I think no, and I really want to be wrong about it. I don't have any information or something, but I
Yeah,
think that this time around the timings couldn't be worse. It is worse than the previous time on January. I think that there is a lot of things for Paredes to say. I don't want to be in Boca right now. It's going to be a mess.
okay.
I don't want to be responsible of another mess at the end of the year. Uh, but I think that he will be playing for Boca maybe next year, maybe the other year, but he will be playing because he's a really fan of the team. He loves the team. He has tattooed the bombonera on his chest. So I think that will happen. Uh, if if he decides to be with us right now, will be a huge
Yeah,
impact on not only on the marketing side, but also on the way that he can be turned into a leader in no time. He can be encouraging players like Delgado to do better. He knows Cavani. He definitely will become a leader on the positive side. So I think that if there is a lot of convincing to do to make that a reality, I think Roman has to say, okay, this is you, this is for
yeah.
you. You can be part of this. So do it.
I
But
I
it's going to
agree.
happen.
No, I agree, and I think not to compare the players, but I think um, the time when Carlos Tevez decided to come back, just forget that it was Tevez, but like the timing, the moment, like we needed him, like we needed like just a revolution, and I think that Boca right now. I mean, we can forget about not forget, but like we can just set aside all the things that are being done wrong, the players we hate, everything else, Russo, whatever. I think this will be the time for just like I think Paredes would fix a lot of things because he would kind of like just like renovate the energy. I think he would inspire his teammates, and honestly think I think he would heal a little bit the divide between the fans. I think we would all kind of just like for a brief moment just kind of like pull together, be like, okay, he chose us in kind of like the worst moment, like so like let's kind of put down the arms, let's go forward. Obviously, we're not playing Libertadores, we're not gonna win the Club World Cup, but like let's build, okay? And I think I really I know that like selfishly for him the timing is really bad because Boca's a mess, but I think that if he were to choose to come right now, I think we would pay him back, like the fandom would pay him back in the love and respect because he's not coming back to a Libertadores champion. He's coming back to a team that's a fucking mess. And obviously on the pitch he would be awesome. I mean he would just help so many things. So I don't know. I just think that I think that like there's a chance because he put his buyout in for Boca in his contract. I mean it's possible. I just don't know what goes through Riquelme's mind in these situations like this. But I will give him a blank check. I would go and be like, Leandro, we need you. How much you want to make? You want to make Cavani money? You want to make more than Cavani? Dude, just come. Like we'll find a way to pay you, for a couple of years, and then we'll renegotiate whatever.
And
But we need you right now. Please come. And if he says no to that, then honestly, fuck him, dude. Then
no, of
then
course,
then I would then
of
I would
course.
just like shut the door and be like, you know what? You're coming with like the next president in 2028. You're not
Yeah,
coming back with me. So
yeah,
like, but I would honestly be vulnerable. I would go to him and be like, Leandro, we need you. Like Boca needs you.
yeah,
Like,
because
please
he
come.
can be he can be not only the face of the team, but also the face of a rebuild, or the face
Of the
of a
next phase, yeah.
change. Yeah,
Yeah.
he will probably wanted to be in Boca not only for a one season, 2 season, 3 season, but to win something. But I don't
Yeah.
know if many people remember Paredes didn't play that much on Boca.
No. No?
He was an interesting player. He did a lot of goals, something, but he became someone in Europe
Yeah,
because that one he changed his first time around in Roma. He started playing as an offensive midfielder, but more of a defensive one. He had a major field of the view of the field, and I think that in Boca he will not be playing as a cinco traditional, but
yeah,
more like an offensive. So there's a lot of things that he can do, but he needs to be here. So let's hope that
yeah.
happens.
Yeah, let's really hope it does. So, hey, thank you, Dami. Thank you so much for coming. I hope it's not the last time. Maybe like sometime down the
Anytime,
line.
anytime, anytime. My English was
Your
good. My English was
your
good.
English is spotless, dude. Yeah, man. Like it's
Thank you,
it's
thank you,
it's
thank you,
perfect.
thank you,
I
thank you.
even had to just kind of learn some of like the names of the positions and stuff because I'm not used to like talking about Boca or soccer
Uh,
in English. I'm just this is I mean I talk English all day every day. I work in it, but like not about Boca. So I've it's been a
it helped
learning
me to
progress.
it helped me a lot to watch Ted Lasso and
Okay,
a series. I don't know if you're watching it, but I really recommend it. Welcome to Wrexham.
I
The
haven't. I know it. Yeah, I know the show. I did watch it last, so I didn't
it's
watch
kind of
Welcome to
silly,
Wrexham.
but it's really interesting on a way
Yeah,
of explaining how a team works. And actually, they were amazing because they went from League One to the Championship.
yeah,
They
they're
had
almost
the
there.
yeah
They're one away from Premier League.
yeah
It's
yeah.
incredible. But yeah, just thank you, Dami, and just good luck on everything. And we'll talk soon. Okay,
Yep.
and hopefully, guys, next week or the week after, when Facu's back, we'll record again, and we'll definitely be covering the Club World
Okay.
Cup, the signings, and everything. So just stick around and please follow us and subscribe. Take care.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Aguante Boca. Bye bye.